So in this program, it's really important to note that I will give you a framework and a template for how to build your homepage, your product page. But if you really want to see incredible success, you always have to be iterating on the frameworks and foundations that I give you. I can give you the exact foundation, but you have to be able to build the house and be able to iterate. If you're just someone who copies and pastes, you're not gonna make it long in this industry, is just the harsh truth. So getting into this, you need to understand how to find websites and get inspired by them, because there's so many great websites out there that you can take inspiration from that are doing unique things. And if you can take one or two pieces from them and then put that into your store, that is how you come up with your own unique brand. I would say most e-commerce brands today are just a giant hodgepodge or culmination of different brands. They take 20% from this brand, 20% from this brand, and then they come together to make that unique identity. So for me, whenever I come up with a product page template for one of my brands, I always research a ton of different websites. So as you can see right here, when I'm building a product page, it's literally every single section. All right, here's how I want my menu to look. I want to use the Obvi menu. All right, I want to use the menu from the Uddy for the product images and the product carousel, the little thumbnails. Then when we enter the reviews, I want to have some bullet point benefits. I want to have a review with a photo. Then when it comes to the add to cart button, I want it to look like this. I want it to have a little bit of a shadow background. I want it to stand out. Then I want to have dynamic checkout under there. Then I want to have some trust badges like this right here. And then I want to have these layouts. So again, I plan out every single section, how the headline's going to look, how the GIFs are going to look. Now, in terms of that, I typically have the same framework, but again, that's how detailed you want it to be. And there's always things you can take from almost any website that you ever analyze. So the tools I use to actually find websites that I get inspired from are PP Ads, TikTok Creative Center, and Foreplay. Now, with Foreplay, again, this is great for discovering the top brands. And obviously, you always want to study the top e-commerce brands because they are executing at the highest level. But there is a bit of a caveat where some things will work for big brands because they're already known, that won't work for you. So it's always good to get inspired by a mix of dropshipping brands and e-commerce brands, because what's working for dropshippers typically will be more applicable to you. But if you have an e-commerce brand or you want to do dropshipping at a high level, you also want to take more advanced ideas from bigger e-commerce brands as well. So let's actually get into it right now. So for discovery, we go to brands. And let's use Obvi as an example. They have some great product pages. They do a mix of product pages versus landing pages. So this right here is the landing page. This is not a typical product page by any means. So what you could do is definitely get some inspiration from this in terms of, all right, what are they doing differently? They're doing graphics. They have a cool header right here. They're not even talking about the price. They're just getting into the details. And then I'm sure they push this to a product page. Actually, no, it's on the same page that they have an offer. So this is more of a ClickFunnels type of landing page. And hey, maybe that's something that you'll get inspired by, or we can actually go to one of their typical product pages, which would be like this one right here. Click on that chocolate donut flavor. Alrighty. So yeah, this is a typical product page. Now, I like to look at most product pages on mobile to get my inspiration. So we can see right here, what are they doing really well? Well, they got a nice, very concise product title. Then we got, all right, a nice little product title. Then they got a subtitle where they're listing out some benefits, state-of-the-art formula powered by, okay, well, I will admit, that's kind of generic. Okay, they got a quiz, price, and then, yeah, the add to cart button, I have to give them a lot of credit for. That green add to cart button is impossible to miss. Green typically converts the highest, which is why they're using it. And this is a brand that split tests all the time with their website. So you know that's what's working best for them. Then I would say the major thing I'm noticing recently is with e-commerce product descriptions, people are definitely opting more towards graphics and GIFs to tell the story about their product. People are just not reading as much is what I'm noticing. They keep their descriptions super short, and that's what I recommend doing. Do not have a brick, a wall, paragraphs of text. Always separate each section of your description with a GIF or a photo, or if you can use a graphic to display what you're talking about in your description, get rid of one sentence, because there might be a line that you have in your description that will fit really well as a graphic. So again, save that real estate and then use a graphic instead. People will really check out the graphic a lot more than actually reading the words. So we can see right here, we got a graphic, glowing skin, get selfie ready. Okay, that looks nice. And scrolling down, again, their graphics are definitely something I would take a good look at and to get inspired by. Reviews as well, very solid. All photos, very, very, very solid. Now, getting into other tools like PP Ads. Now, you already know how to use PP Ads from product research, but I'd highly recommend go on Dropship, go on e-commerce, see what stores you can find up. We got this Sonori Swim, Wear Felicity, so we can just check out real quick. Click on that landing page link, and let's see what we got. So if I'm selling a non-problem solving product like clothing, then yeah, this might be something that I get inspired by. And yes, with clothing, you want to keep it so simple. Focus on the product images, and they definitely do that. Look at this UGC, looks so nice. Not really any white background photos, which is typically what you see, but this is great way of demonstrating the product in use. God dang. Okay, you know what? I don't want to get too distracted, but all right, 50% off looks nice. I would personally like to see the 50% off on the same line as the price just to save real estate. I don't think it's necessary to have its own little line. Free express shipping, I would get rid of that. Not really necessary, honestly. You can just mention that in the checkout page. Then when we go to size, this says top. I would change this to size. Then we got S, M, L, XL. I like that they have a size chart. That's really solid. This is very concise, looks great. Colors look nice. I love having these color swatches. Those look really, really cool. Add to cart button. Does it stand out against the background? Yes, it's not that typical white on black, which a lot of people do, which doesn't look great. I would have liked to see dynamic checkout or have some trust badges under here. Then when we go to the description, yeah, no one's really going to read a lot of this. So personally, what I would have done is preferred an accordion where it just has like description, size chart, reviews, just to keep it super duper concise. So they actually write out everything here. I would say that's a major way that you can improve things. You could have an accordion that says fit, care and fabric, and then description. So you can actually have those turned off. And then if people are interested in reading it, they can click it and then it opens up. You'll see that with a lot of clothing products. So if you go down here, no reviews, would have liked to seen reviews. So just to show you real quick, here's Blenders. It is a sunglass store. So they have the description and then shipping and return. So this would have been a much more concise way of doing it. Then you open it and boom, description. Super easy to do. There are apps on Shopify to do that if your theme doesn't allow you to. So yes, you can easily get that done. But final tool, I would use the TikTok Creative Center. So we can go into here, go into e-commerce as the industry, just like that. Then objective conversions, and let's take a look. So we got the Comfy Original. Let's take a look real quick here, and going onto their website, let's take a look at these product pages. Hopefully we can get some good things here. It looks like a really, really solid brand. So elements that I like versus what I don't like. I love a huge product image that looks really good. Very, very concise. Now, I'll say the header bar with any wearable blanket code, yeah, that needs to be a little shorter so it doesn't cut off. Again, I would like to look on mobile. It's very important to actually look on your phone, open up the website, because the mobile and spec version on your desktop versus what it's going to look like on your phone are completely different. But there's some empty real estate here that I would like to get definitely removed. And then with this looks really good, the Comfy Original. Now again, would want to keep this on one line if possible. Love that the reviews are here, that the price, you can't miss it, is right in front of your face. Would like to see, I mean, obviously they're not doing a sale, so I'm not going to harp on that or anything. But again, they have the color swatches, looks really solid. Size chart looks really nice. Add to cart looks good. Now this giant text, I mean, this has to be shorter. Just being frank with you, no one's going to read all of this. I mean, it just doesn't really stand out. Then this description, are you going to read all this? No, you're not. You got to separate it out. You got to do maybe 2 sentences, then have a photo or something in there to separate it. You might do a photo after each actual sentence, honestly, because it's a pretty short description. Or just have, again, another accordion. Maybe people don't want to read a description and they're just going to look at the photos because it's a pretty self-explanatory product. But then getting into the rest of things, I like that they have social proof, a lot of good social proof. Then they have customer reviews, which is also social proof as well. Again, the more social proof you can put in your description, typically the better. Taking a look at Hug Sleep next. Now, what do I like here? I would say, again, real estate. Ugh, yikes. Come on, just have it close. The menus ain't gonna bite. So scrolling down, images look really good. Good lifestyle. It's not just doing a typical white background. And yes, when you're doing your images on product pages, always, if you can, get a lifestyle type shot like this, some UGC. That is always the best photo to start with. Product title I would like to see on one line. Hooded Sleep Pod Move. I mean, I don't see why the move is there, to be honest. Okay, so $149. This price looks great. Size looks awesome. Then they got the 4 interest-free payments. That looks solid. This looks really cool as well with the purple. I love that. Quantity. Now, I'm not actually really a big fan of having quantity selectors, just from my own experience. A lot of people don't really use these. They just click add to cart multiple times in most cases. So I personally don't like having those, but the add to cart looks nice. Again, would like to see dynamic checkout, free delivery. This is really, really good. I love that they're being super transparent and they have something that's up to date. Wednesday, November 23rd. That really gives me a lot of trust. Going to the actual description though, again, it's just rookie mistakes. No one is going to read all this. Put a photo, put a graphic. They have the size guide right here, guarantee. I would say move this graphic up maybe a little bit. Then they also, okay, now this makes more sense. Like, I don't see why they have all of this. This could be put down in the description and formatted a lot better, but this is how you want your descriptions to look, with a good headline, a good GIF, keeping the section short here with the text, and then awesome, focusing on the graphics. Now, this is honestly just a typical free Shopify theme, this little care guide stuff. You can easily do that. And then with all their major selling points, they're doing a graphic. That's the way to go. This looks sick, lightweight, American made. So they could write this out in a description. They could have wrote it out right here, but they opted for the graphic, and it's a much more effective way of actually showing off the benefits in my eyes. Then again, okay, so they got the video. Yeah, they're using that oh, I forgot the theme name. It's one of those new ones that is free to use. I forgot the name, but it definitely is a blend of it. And then they got this little cool, look at this review, this video right here. That's an app 100%. I don't know which one because there's a few that do that, but that's super cool that you can watch a video of someone reviewing it. I mean, that is, I'm sure, working really well for them if they have split tested it out, hopefully. And then reviews, I would have liked to seen some photos. Obviously, photos sell, but having this video here, I mean, there's a lot of cool things you can take away from this one. And then finally, looking at a more traditional dropshipping type of website. Now, this is probably going to be something that is very relatable to you when you're first starting. Now, with the logo, I would like it to be a little bit bigger. Early Christmas sale, 50% off. Yeah, typically for the header bar, you're going to do, I like to do discount codes, like use TikTok 10 at checkout to say 10% off, something like that. Or having urgency, like, hey, Black Friday sale ending soon, or early Christmas sale ending soon, something along those lines, just to give some urgency. Now, the photos, I would say they look pretty good, pretty natural. I mean, they are a bit staged, and I would like to see someone actually wearing them, looking happy, maybe doing like a full body shot. Why the can't I move that? I will admit I'm a little bit technologically inept. I don't know what to tell you. I'm like an 80-year-old grandpa using a computer half the time. I will admit. Now, getting into the title, Merry Slides, not the worst product name in the world. So getting into this, shipping calculated checkout, I would say you don't need, but look how tiny that price is. That is absolutely terrible. So again, when you look at other inspiration from e-commerce websites, you can see how you should do it the right way. So this font, way too small. The sales, way too small. This buy to thing, I think you can customize it and just make it look a little bit better than this, honestly. That just looks really, really weak. The font in general is just so small, and they don't have color swatches. They're using the typical menu. It looks bad. Size, they don't have a size chart or anything like this. They just have 5, 6. I would have preferred a size chart, to be honest. Then we're scrolling down. The ad card, this is what I'm talking about. The white on white, this doesn't stand out. Make sure you have this as green, and then the text can be white. But a lot of people will do the generic white on white, and it doesn't stand out. You have to have the add to cart stand out and contrast from your background. But I will give them points for having the dynamic checkout. That's good. And they keep it short here with the urgency. This is really good as well. So last batch sold out in minutes. Okay, cool. That's really solid. And it's red to stand out. Now with the actual description, I love that the headline is short and concise. They got 2 sentences, then a GIF. That's really good. Headline, solid. Then a section. I would have liked to have an image here to separate the why Merry Slides from this section. But this is how you want to format descriptions. Keep it short, light, simple, and easy to read. And I would say this is where you can get that inspiration on how to format the description. Now, shipping and returns, I typically would put that right here, not at the end. It's up to you. You can split test. And then reviews, I would like to see some images. I would like the images to be bigger. I don't want to click to see them. It should just naturally be big enough for me to see them. So that's something I would want to see edited a little bit. And then in reviews, you typically want these to be pretty detailed. You want them to be like, hey, these fit perfectly. They're beautiful. They're super comfy. They're cozy, whatever it is. Whatever the major talking points are, make sure your reviews mention that. And then finally, I would like to see a 30-day money-back guarantee or something like that. They don't tend to have that, which is something I would definitely add. You need to have a money-back guarantee just to give people that trust. So let's see if this other dropshipping website does something like that. Yeah, so 30-day money-back guarantee. Now, I would do this in trust badges. Again, this is one of those instances where you can write things out or you can do a graphic. But what are people going to definitely be more receptive to? It's always doing a graphic, having just a trust badge with a guarantee, then order process. Writing it out, it just doesn't look as professional in my eyes. But on this website, I like that they do a graphic comparing to other jackets, which is really solid. So there we go, full body heating, waterproof. This is a great way to sell your product. Again, you could write this out and say, hey, compared to other jackets, we have full body heating, but it is so much more easy to digest as someone who doesn't like reading. When I just see this right here, I am definitely going to be more inclined to look at this graphic and look at the GIFs that tell the story of why I should buy this product compared to reading and wasting my time trying to learn why.